Welcome to writing. So I know that we're done with all of our writing for first grade, but I thought it would be kind of neat to take the rest of this week and next week, and maybe you'd even continue it on for the rest of your life. But I thought it would be kind of neat to write a journal. So I thought first we'd talk about things you could write in a journal. Now I know Mrs. Miller posted a video about this at the beginning of our time at home. So I kind of just took some of her ideas and some of her post-its, so to speak, to re-talk about things you can write in a journal. And I really want you, before it was if you wanted to, now I really want you to write a journal. So it could be so short. Every day I want you to write in a journal, at least until the 15th. After the 15th, if you don't want to write anymore, that's up to your mom and your dad and you. But I would like you to write from now until the 15th in a journal. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I just have some paper that I'm going to staple together, some of our school paper. I'm going to staple together and make a journal. If you have a book that you want to use for a journal, that would be great too. So things you could write in a journal. Let's talk. So usually a journal is going to be details of your day. So something that's happened during your day, or some people just like to write down everything that happened in their day. So if, a couple of years from now you want to go back and say what happened during this day, you could look it up and read all the important things that happened, or maybe the fun things that happened. So details of your day could definitely write in your journal. You might even write how-to. We've written how-tos before, like how to make chocolate milk, how to make lemonade. So doesn't mean you could just teach me how to do something else. I know a lot of you are into Legos. You could teach me how to build your Lego set. Some of you are into baking or cooking. You could teach me how you did something. Or you could, if you did some yard work, you could teach me how to do your yard work. So how-to is something you could write in your journal. New learnings. If you learned something new today, you could talk about it in your journal, right? It could be anything. It doesn't have to be school related. It could be anything that you've learned today. You want to put in your journal, go for it. Reviews. So if maybe you have gotten something through the mail, or maybe you had takeout and you want to write a review about it. You want to say how good or bad it was. You could put that in your journal. Just something short and sweet. And make sure you give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down, and how many stars you would give it. Okay? Another thing could be feelings. Okay? If something goes on during your day and it's good feelings or bad feelings, you might want to write it in your journal just to let it out. It's kind of like talking to somebody about how you're feeling. Sometimes a journal helps to just let it out in your journal. You could make lists. I like to make lists of things I need to do, and that way throughout the day I can check them off, and that just makes me feel like I've accomplished a lot of stuff, or I've accomplished things. And sometimes it makes me feel like I haven't accomplished anything if I am not able to check anything off. It's like a motivation thing. So you could make a list, maybe a list of things that you want to do for the day, or maybe a list of things that you would take on a trip, or a list of things that you want to do over the summer. It could be like a hope list. So that's another idea. Poetry. We didn't talk about poetry much this year, but writing some poetry would be kind of neat in your journal. Doesn't have to be every day that you're writing poetry, but say you feel like you're a poet one day and you want to just try out some poetry, you could definitely put it in your journal. And even letters. You could write, maybe you can't send a letter to somebody, but you want to write them a letter, you could write that in your journal. You could write yourself a letter. You could write your dog or your cat a letter. You could write somebody a letter that you can't see, or you can't talk to, or you can't send it to. Okay? So those are just some ideas. Again, you don't have to do anything fancy with your journal. You can have a journal book if you have one. If you don't have to. It's fine. So the first thing you're going to do in your journal is you're going to put the date. So today is 6/11/2020. 2, 2020. Now, this could be tricky because if you're doing this first thing in the morning and you're thinking, I don't know what to write because I haven't done anything, then that's a sign that you need not to write your journal right now. A journal could be written at the end of the day, maybe around dinner time or before bed. If that's too much, if you're too tired then you could write your journal in the morning about yesterday. Okay, so then you would want to change the date. So if I was going to write about yesterday, I would want to make sure that I had yesterday's date. Even though I'm writing it the day after, I would want to change that. So I know that I am going to go pick up some boat seats today so that I can reupholster them, because that's something I do. So I'm going to have to go get them today, and so that I can work on them on the weekend when I'm not doing schoolwork. So I could write about that. So today I picked up boat seats to reupholster. Okay. I also watered. There's that remember in foundations? There's that E-R. Also watered. There's in upholstery. Huh, so funny. Also watered my garden. Oh my goodness, there's A-R. Garden. There's the A-R. So funny. So today I picked up boat seats to reupholster. I also watered my garden. Okay, it could be that short. If you want to write a page, you can write a page. It doesn't have to be long. Alright, again, you might want to write about the day before if you're writing in the morning, or you might want to set up a time that you write before bedtime or maybe before supper, and you could write about things that you're doing. If you want to write something else like a review or feelings or a list, you pretty much write those anytime you want. Definitely could write a list first thing in the morning. So again, you know what you're going to do that day, or you know what you're going to do for whatever your list is. All right, so just some fun things to think about adding into your journal. And again, quick, I wrote 2 sentences in my journal today. That's all it has to be. All right, every day though, I want you to write in your journal so that you have a journal finished by the 15th. Okay, so you're going to have from the 2nd to the 15th every day. Even on the weekends you can write in your journal. It'll only take a few minutes. All right, I would love to see your journal on Seesaw. However, I know sometimes journals are personal, so don't feel that you have to share your journal, but I'm trusting that you are writing in a journal. I'm trusting that you're writing in something that you call your journal. All right, because again, I know journals are private things. Sometimes you put things in there that you don't want other people to read. All right, so have a great day.